Good day, everybody! This is Fannytasticlife live on Twitch, and I'm here with the lovely and amazing Marla Piera, gonna tell us all about the fun business today. We're doing 21 questions, but before we get to that, Marla, how are you? You know, I'm a hot mess as usual. And I just. And before we get started, by the way, I see that the light on me is making me look like I have jack-o'-lantern teeth, but that's okay. But please tell me a little bit about yourself. Oh my gosh, I'm totally right there with you. As you know, I'm also in college. And, sometimes when people say certain things, I have to mother the group. So if I'm in a group, I'm like, 1 second, 1 second. I have to pipe down if we have like a live meeting. But these things happen, we have to stay competitive. And when I finish this program, Marla, I'm not even playing. I'm doing PhD. Watch out, Dr. Fantastic. Just watch out. Just watch out with it. But I respect you. We applaud you. Yes. So thank you so much for being a willing volunteer. Are you excited for 21 questions today? You are? This is great. So the background we chose, Marla's theme that she really loves is maroon. So I was like, it is October. Why don't we do something a little, like, ooh. Anyway, so did you study and prep for today's 21 questions? Okay. So, Marla, we're going to get into these questions. Now, remember, at the ends of these questions, we will let you know whether or not you passed or failed. Just kidding. There's no pass or fail. These questions are just simple questions. And why do we do these questions? So, 21 questions, everybody knows, is animal, vegetable, and mineral. It's that game that we used to all play trying to figure out, what our uncle's trying to make us guess. What do you think it is? 21 questions kind of thing. But what I'm using this for is I'm using the same 20 questions, asking 100 people, trying to show the common denominators that we all share. Like when we look at people and we're like, oh, I see you. But at the end of the day, we both like the same ice cream. We both like the same things. Why do we have to create animosity and hate when we could just come together and chill? What do you think? That's a good idea? Marla, it takes one to know one, so you can only see yourself in those type of compliments. So we're gonna get started. Are you ready? Okay, I see it's 10 o'clock and I see some people are jumping into our mini feed. So just also FYI, if anybody comes in, we do have a space where people can say hello. I always like to put welcome, but if any, of course I misspelled the welcome. But if anybody wants to come and ask a question, don't be shy. Write it right there in the message board and we'll definitely get to the question. But if anyone wants to say, what's up, Mola? Whatever you want to do, it's totally cool too. Okay. Oh, look, and I see we have two viewers and they're being a little shy. Don't be shy. Say what? Okay. Okay, wait. Before we get started, ask him if he knows who Danny Trejo is. Go ahead, ask him. Go ahead, ask him. Go ahead, ask him. Oh, okay. You're. Oh, I hear you. You're coming in good. I hear you. You're great. Oh, tell your brother to. I'm gonna let Marla talk. Go ahead, Marla. Say what? Kick a little rhyme so your brother can hear you. I mean, this is just live. Anyway, just kidding. So we were talking before we got started, before we entered into the world about, our types. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, my type is Danny Trejo. You take the rock and Danny Trejo, you mix them together. You got my husband. That's who you got. I said to Marla, and Marla, you tell me if I'm a liar, that the most attractive thing about a man is the size of their tool belt and the size of their pension. Was I lying? Now, does he know who he is? Oh, Danny Trejo. Okay, bye, Carlos. Anyway, back. Okay, Marla, are you ready? All right. So the first question is, what is the first thing you notice about a person? Oh, I love that. You know what? No one has ever said that. They always say eyes, ears. Just kidding, not ears. But yes, energy. I love that you said that. And plus, your husband and you had kismet, right? I would describe that you sense the powerfulness. You know what? Not everybody has that gift because that's usually when people are very empathetic and they listen, they're great listeners, and also they always have an open heart, and those are qualities that you really do have. If anybody knows you, if anyone says anything bad about you, beat them up. But you're just an amazing, incredible, grounded human, and it's just a fact. All right, I love that energy. Girl, girl, you don't gotta tell me. No, I'm just kidding. What is your favorite color? Who? I love that you like maroon. Why do you like maroon? I love that. My husband once mentioned that color to me, but I have never heard anyone say maroon. And even when you told me that, I was kind of like, wow. I mean, my Jeep is maroon red, but I just never realized that that really shows a depth. I was googling it. I was like, "Who people who like maroon? Why do they like it?" And I was like, that it does kind of describe. Oh wow! Someone wrote this stream as awesome. I know it's awesome. Okay, so next question. What is your favorite candy of all time? I love that. Reese's Pieces. You know me. Pro. All right, all right. I love peanut butter. You know that, like, Skippy peanut butter has sometimes the little peanut butter balls that they sell. One time I bought that and I ate the whole thing, and then I turned it around and it said, and it said two per serving. So I mean, we can't be perfect. We can't be perfect. Okay, what was your favorite place to travel to? I love that because, like I always say, the trips I love are, so many different things. But my husband, he's Ecuadorian, and going there, you don't get the resort see, you don't get the resort view, you get the real view. And I love going places that I see things for real. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my crystal blue waters too. But it's just amazing. Now, this is actually one of your passions that me and you have spoke about. Now, Marla has passions and obsessions. But I'm going to talk about the passions first. This particular passion is charitable work that you and your husband do. And if in the middle here, if anyone sees, there's some beautiful pictures here of her and her husband with all these beautiful children. Marla, what is that about? And what's the name of this program that you sponsored through? I mean, yes, because as you know, I've always done charitable work since I don't think I had a choice when I started. I started with the programs as a young person, and I've always thought, we can we can receive so many things. We can work hard, we could buy things we want, but until you actually take the money you've earned and said, you know what, let me give this to you, it changes your life and perspective because you know, we always have this saying, when we die, we can't take it with us. So while you're alive, there's so many things you can do to help people. And like, this is such a beautiful thing. A lot of people, believe it or not, don't. And you know what? That's okay. I'm not going to, shame anyone. But as long as you have an open heart, now I see these beautiful pictures here. I see this one little girl and her little sister, and then I see she has her presents. Do you mind just telling us about one of their little story, one of them and their little stories, or the little sister, or whatever you want to mention? Yes, yeah, that little picture, and then I see she's opening up a box with her. I think, and then there's yeah, who is that? Chelsea. Mm-hmm. I love that. That you know that you saw potential in her, but this is like two things. One, this little girl, she wants a better life. And two, you were open and you received that. And this is something that's important. Sometimes children want to be a part of our lives or say things and we kind of shut them down. We do like be quiet, stop it, that type of thing. But you listened to her, you received her, you turned around, you helped her, and now you see her family is prospering. And you know what, it's not even like you can't manage your own stuff. This is nothing that, I mean, that's the funniest thing. These programs are not even that expensive. But okay, so we're gonna get back to 21 questions, but this is your passion. And thank you so much for mentioning this, Marla, and being open to it. I kind of made you do it. but I appreciate that. Now let me ask you a question. Question number 5, if we lost track. What responsibility would you give up if you could? Any responsibility? Anything. Okay. Listen, we all have different things we want to get. I would say cleaning my son's bathroom. I hate that. It's like the worst. It's like what you find in there just doesn't exist on this earth. Every time I go in there, I'm like, oh my God, we found a new species. Okay. So, what do you like best about your home? It's true, right? I feel like no matter what room I will entertain in or have or whatever, we always end up in the kitchen. And I mean, you've been to my parties. How many times I'm like decorating this whole side of the house and then we're in the kitchen? We're in the kitchen. It's because, we always gravitate to the food and to the comfort of our family and to the comfort of the kitchen. It's like one of my hangout spots. I totally love that. Okay, where is your happy place? Marla, do tell, do tell. Trampoline. You have a very nice backyard. I remember we came to your house and my sons just ran amok. They didn't even tell you. They just started jumping on your tramp. You were like, it's okay. Love it. Okay. Who do you miss the most? And in life. Oh. Oh. Now, do you have any other cats? It's tough. That's always a concern for me too. We have that little white dog that I love so much, Coco Loco Chico. And we always take him with us. We always try to, unless it's really far. But now we have a new dog, and he's like a horse, and he drives me crazy. And the thing about it is, he really does drive me crazy, but I love him. So sometimes I'm like, you are this close, you are this, you. I'm gonna send you right back. But he's a lifer, so he's with us. But we do miss those animals. But I hear you. It also gets tough, and then when the kids grow up, it's like, it's harder, right? Well, God bless you on that, Mama. That's all right. What is your favorite sport and player? Now, this one may not apply. You may not have a favorite sport and player. You can apply it to anything you like. What is your favorite what? What is your favorite what? And the person that does the what? Wait, you didn't study? I'm so confused. Yes, of course we could study. Okay, next we can skip it. It's totally fine. Okay. What song makes you feel great? That's beautiful. Yeah, and so like this is something that when you hear it inspires you. Well, I love that. Anytime I feel music that makes me like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, right? It's like I always have to have something on. So Marla, FYI, you survived the first 10 questions. Go Marla, go. You did it. You see, look, was it hard? Were you okay? Oh man, always an A. Marla's like, if it's not 4.0, oh boy. That's okay. We'll just round you up. We'll grade you on a curve. No worries. So before we get started with the segment two, I want to ask you, Marla, we discussed your passions. What are your obsessions? And girl, you have a really good, unique one that is mind blowing. Tell me. Tell everyone. And now let me ask you a question for the ones that you're speaking of. What is it that how did they do it kind of blows your mind? And or is it wow, it's amazing to look at? Because it's also yeah, I love that because I always wonder like sometimes you see like a new building's up, it's brand new construction. You go and it's like you could punch a hole through the wall. It's like and it's like we have so much technology, but then you look at things from the past. This is the thing. Whenever I go anywhere, I always like to look at the old town or the anything historical. And it's important because sometimes you go places and it's like, okay, here's the new development. But I'm a person that I want to see the grit. I want to see how things were. And this type of stuff, it's just mind blowing. It is because even when you look at some of the art that sometimes is depicted in the architecture, it's mind blowing. The one thing I think is like for example when in the 16 chapels with Michelangelo painting the ceiling on the what I'm talking about that the big You know, if you ask somebody today, I want you to paint my ceiling, their back's gonna hurt. They're gonna want to know when they're gonna get paid. What's the timeline of the project? He didn't have. He was like, he did it. That's it. I don't think he had a. I don't know if he had a choice, but I mean, out here, like, am I gonna get a coffee break? Let me ask my union. This is not covered in my job. You know, it's like it's so much rigmarole to do anything that the freedom of creation was so empowering back then. It's like we went full circle in innovation in a sense. Wow, wow, okay. Oh my God, Marla, another thing that you do that now impresses me. Marla, you're always so in tune with energy. Like, like a pitch, one of those tune pitch, those little metal things. I don't know what it's called. Tune fork, whatever it's called. You are so in tune because you need to know the tangible. You can't, like, you're a person that it could be said, it could be spoken. We have all these senses. You could see it, you're a visual learner, or you're an audio learner. You are a touch learner where you feel it and it resonates. And this is something that to discuss it is so empowering because you go there, you touch, you're like, wow, somebody did this. Blows my mind about you because you always, every time I talk to you, I always learn another level of another depth, another insight, and it's amazing. A very incredible human. I'm saying, probably reading my mind right now. I'm levitating. I'm just kidding. But no, it's nothing. I totally okay. So now it is segment two time. Are you ready for segment two? This is the speed round. I'm just messing with you. You can take your time with the questions. Okay, and listen, Marla, if you need to explain any of these questions, you go right ahead. Okay, you ready? Breakfast or dessert? Burgers or tacos? Okay, good fact. Money or fame? Well, you know what? We're gonna talk about that after this because I want to mention something about that. But fame, that makes me laugh because I could totally see you dancing in the Broadway show Chicago with the fame. Okay, too warm or too cold? Early bird or night owl? Okay, I feel you on that. Smile or eyes? Can't say energy. Fast food or home cooking? It's true. Call or text? Batman DC or Iron Man Marvel? Don't judge her. Don't come for her. Okay. Past or future? And that's it. That's the speed round. You survived. You survived this or that. How do you feel? Empowered? So I want to just touch base real quick on money and fame. So we were chatting and we were talking about money and fame. And the funny thing is, there is such a, like a peak and then a low, a high and a low. I find like sometimes when you have nothing, like not you're not destitute, but you just don't have everything, right? You may find your happiest moments there. And yes, when money comes into your life, there's a peak. But then it goes down again because there's so much loneliness. There's so much. Somebody once told me this, and I thought it was so funny. And then I reheard it somewhere. So, and it made me laugh a little bit. But I'm going to mention this, and it's kind of like off, but it'll make sense when I explain. That, let's say you won the lottery, $50 million after taxes. You really want it, okay? The first thing you should do is call all the people you know and say, hey, can you lend me $1,000? And they're going to probably say no. Can you lend me $1,000? Oh, no, all right. Can you lend me $1,000? No, all right. But you know you got your 50 million. Can you lend? Okay, great. Because they will announce that you won the lottery. They will announce it. They give you a moment, and now it comes out you won the lottery. So in return, those people are going to call you and be like, yo, Marla, I heard you won the lottery. Listen, I got my electric bill notice. I got. But those people wouldn't give you the $1,000. So do you kind of shut them off? So this is the thing that happens when people come into money. A lot of people come into their life trying to tap that resource because all of us are always looking to better ourselves. So what happens is they start cutting off a lot of people in their lives and it gets very lonely with the wealth. Now, unless they're one of those people that are inherited into the wealth where their father was rich, then usually they'll be less inclined to be so cut off. Maybe they're more flamboyant. But that's what happens is the loneliness. So that same person who may have had their whole family with them, not having everything, poor, now have no one. It's like you see these things that happen and it blows my mind because we all could use a little bit. I mean, just a little bit, not a lot of bit, like a little bit. But it's kind of I mentioned to you I used to know someone who was very independently wealthy who did it on their own. And I'm not going to say who it is, but at the end, their only friend was their home health aide. And, I give a lot of props to home health aides, as you know, but her home health aide couldn't stand her because she was so hard to deal with. And when she passed away alone. And it made me like, let me tell you something. I was her friend. So I was like her only one. And I also worked for her. So it's like I felt my heart break for her. So these are things we got to think about, like which is better. These are so crazy thoughts. Such crazy thoughts, Marla. Okay. Marla, what's your take on that? I would never tell anybody. Nobody would ever know. It would be because let me tell you, every time I have money, I hide money in my room. So just in case anyone's wanting to know where the cash is, it's hidden in my room. And but I always want to help people, and so I'm always looking to help. The thing is, when people think you have money, they start treating you differently, and I don't want to create animosities. So that's the part of not wanting people to know. But I'm a person that believes in spreading the wealth, so I always want like anytime I'm talking to someone and I see something's going on, I'm like, yo, I just Venmoed you. You know what I mean? I feel my heart, it breaks. And my mother used to always tell me, if you have $1, you can still give someone 50 cents. What if it's my only dollar? I'm like, what if it's my only dollar? She's like, well, don't walk around a vagrant. But I'll tell you something funny. One time I went to the bodega and I bought a lottery ticket. And I came back and I was like, oh my God, I think I won. I ran back and we were talking about millions in the store. And he was like, ma'am, you won two. I was like, 2 million, 2 million. I was going crazy. He was like, $2. You won $2. $2. For that 1 second, I felt the wealth. You know what I mean? That 1 second, I was like, I'm gonna cut her off. No, I'm just kidding. I just felt like, okay, but you know what I did with that $2? As I was leaving the bodega, there was this man begging for change, and I was like, take $2. You know what? Are you God in disguise? Here you go. I felt like Whoopi Goldberg. I was like, take the $2. Okay, my love. Isn't I'm crazy? I'm always crazy. All right, so we're going to segment 3. This is blackjack. Do you know how to play blackjack? Yes. Yes. This is our 21 question. This is the end all be all. This is the question. Okay? This is for all of the prize. I'm just kidding. There's no prize. The 21 question is, what do you spend most of your time doing and why? I hear you. I hear you. Now, I'm just for you. One time only, special deal, Friday deal. I'm going to rephrase the question. What do you want to do? What do you want to spend most of your time doing and why? And I've never asked anybody else. Everybody out there that's been asked this question, don't walk around jealous. I just want to know what Marla would say. I love it. Marla, you have completed 21 questions. How do you feel? No failing here. I'm so sorry. This is a school of hard knocks. There's no failing. There's learning the hardest way. But did you enjoy your time? Well, thank you for being my guest. Now, as everybody knows out there, this will be posted on YouTube, but it will also be posted on my blog. And there we'll have a page for Unbound where if you feel like making a donation and being a sponsor, go ahead and do it. You can't stop but help people. Why not? And thank you so much, Marla. Thank you, everybody. Talk to you next time. Thank you for joining us on this journey of Fantastic Life.